Okay, we go.
This gentleman, yeah.
So I prepared for the Italian group one main topic that was about how the audience listen to music and if there are differences with musician, how they listen to music. And another important point that is very, very simple but extremely important is how to create our own library of rhythms. But when I started, they also asked me uh, a question that was so important that I decided also to add this topic in this lesson with you also. And one person said, "I live in an apartment, and when I play, I have fear to disturb my neighbors." And I don't know if you have this kind of problem, but you risk to have this problem. Maybe, yeah, Martha has no problem. Lucky guy.
No, it's very good. I'm in a what you call rijtjeshuis, like I got neighbors next to me on each wall, but it's so good construction. They never hear me play actually
Yeah,
where I play, and I do have a loud ditch, so yeah,
yeah. So, and what
thank
I
God.
said to the group is also that first of all, uh, we can also talk with our neighbors and ask if you are in a good relationship with them. But anyway, since this is a lesson, I also want to give you some information about how the sound pass through walls or around the air. And the point is, usually, by physics, the lowest frequency can also pass through the walls. This is right. On the other hand, maybe higher frequencies um, can touch the wall and bounce back. Okay, so the didgeridoo looks like a musical instrument that can be that can create noises for our neighbors. But on the other hand, our ear is quite deaf at the lowest frequencies. So even if our neighbor can listen to some drones, the volume of the drones is not so significant. But we can also reduce it. Um, anyway, there are two ways to transmit the sound, and one is just from the air, that is called airborne. So this, in the same way I'm talking right now, the my sound is going around this room and in the other part of of my house because the door are opened. But in case I knock on the door or I knock on the ground, I can have some vibration that moves in the structure of the building. And this is also quite important, especially if we play maybe some percussions together with the didgeridoo, or if we play with a percussionist. For example, the drum is one of the instruments that is loudest than many others. So it's really, really loud. And it is not just loud because the sound is spread in the air, but also because the drum is fixed on the ground, and after the skin starts to vibrate, the body of the drum vibrates, the structure vibrates, and the structure is on the ground, and so also the ground starts to vibrate, and all the structure of the building vibrates. So even if we don't use the drum, this example was extremely important to understand what we can do to reduce more the sound of the didgeridoo in our house and in the building. This is because when we play the didgeridoo, we have again the vibration in the air that goes through windows and open doors. But if we play the didgeridoo on the ground, maybe in a corner, we can start making the structure of the building vibrating, and then this kind of sound can pass through to the neighboring house. Okay, so we can reduce it, and we can use maybe some books, maybe thicker than this, but just to make an example. And the good way is playing stand in front of a table, and you put the didgeridoo on the top of the table. But since we can make vibrating the table, and then the table making risk to make vibrating the structure of the building, we can decouple the vibration of the air with the table. So imagine if this is the table and this is the book we put on the table. If in the middle here we take some clothes like this one, for example, and we put one of those in between the book and the table, if we play on the top of the book risks to vibrate this way, but it does not transmit the vibration to the table, for example. And also, so the sound bounce back this direction and go away this direction. So if we want to reduce the sound that goes ahead, we can use another book this way. Or you can also use some blocks from wood, but we usually have books at home, maybe some really old books, really thick, with cardboard cover and stuff like that. Can be very, very good. It's also good to use this trick, because if we get back some sound from a wall, we can hear it much better. And for who had lesson with me, I think I explained this point, because when we are trying to control our sound and rhythms and tuning of our didgeridoo, but also other instrument, or even if we sing, it's important to get back a great part of our sound. It's like to look at our sound using a huge lens, and so in this way we can check every small detail of our sound, and in this way it looks like we just gained month or year or years of experience. That is not. It is just because we are playing much better, because we can hear ourselves much better than before, and so we can control our sound much better. It's something like there are some painters, they used to paint in very, very small canvas, or maybe just a grain of rice, and they use a lens to enlarge the seed of rice that is so small to something that it looks like so big. And so in this way they can write something on the rice. Maybe they can write my name on the rice. Okay, so it's the same. If we emphasize the sound, we can control it much better. Okay, if you have no problem, or if you are open air, for example, and you want to practice, or you are somewhere else where there are some noises around, using a corner this way, something like this, where I have 3 walls, like in every corner of our room, or maybe in the toilet, or usually windows have a flat surface where you can put your didgeridoo. These are the best places where you can play the didgeridoo, because 90 degrees corners emphasize a lot the lowest frequencies. And this is why also in my room here you see this black surface here is just made from porous material to reduce the bass, because otherwise they are too loud. And so when I listen to my music, it's something like if you are in a garage with a loud volume, and this is really, really bad. Okay, but if I want to listen to myself, using a corner is the best way where we can listen to ourselves. And trust me, I wanted to start with this point. So one is how to reduce the noise versus our neighbors, but also how to listen ourselves much better, because we need to listen to music, not our neighbors. And there is also another point, because this is extremely important, and that is if we are playing, if we are good people and we are playing and we care about our neighbors, we can't express ourselves so good, because we feel that we are annoying someone else, and this is not the way we can play in a good way. So we can try to reduce the maximum of the volume so we can play louder. On the other hand, my style, for example, that is where I play with a very low volume usually, it was because I started living and playing in a small flat in a quite huge building, and my neighbor complained about sound every time. Not with me, because I didn't want to stress other people, but with my neighbor that she was a piano player. And for piano player or a guitar player or a sax players is even more complex, because they also use fingers. And I don't know all the words to explain this point in English, but you know, we have nerves and we have bones, muscles, and a sort of cords to move tendons. Yeah, and this girl had problems with her hands, because she was so stressed playing the piano. She tried to play the piano lower, and she stressed too much her tendons and muscles, and so she had some diseases. But she was a player. She was a student at the conservatory, and she had to play 8 hours a day. So this is something extreme. But on the other hand, I wish you can play every time in the best way at home. And as I said, if you are in a place where you can play loud, then you can also use one of those corners to listen to yourself much better. Another situation can be using a loudspeaker. If you have no problem at all, you can use a loudspeaker, and if you already did it, you know it. But if you never did it...
Do you mean a monitor speaker?
Yeah.
I put the mic up and then just turn them... Yeah, I have it. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. And if you use it and you make it very close to you, you don't need to have a very, very loud sound. So take care about your ears. But it's really like playing with much experience, just because you are more able to control every detail. You can also make a try. The easiest try you can make, even right now, if you have your microphone off, you can try to talk with your hand this way. This technique was used by singers in the 60s and 70s during TV programs because they didn't have a monitor close to them. And when they lost their voice in the entire environment, or because the music was too loud, they could just put their hand close to their mouth, yeah, and so the sound goes much louder to your ear. It's unbelievable, and it sounds so great. Okay.
Yeah, it works. It's kind of funny.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you can also see politicians or people they have to talk in public, and they just put their hands like this, and they just do something like a cough, like or just to keep to feel the tone or voice before talking in public. Then they also study much more other things about to play to talk in front of an audience, but also the quality of the tone of voice is also very important. So the same is important for didgeridoo players as well. Is everything okay for you? Yeah? Okay. The main topic was anyway the comparison between how the audience listen to music and how we listen to music. This could look like only something just theoretical, but it is really important to continue to have passion in didgeridoo playing. That is important for you because you can enjoy more, and you can try to push festival events and concert as audience, and maybe one day as a player. And I wish you so. I know some of you are, I think any of you had great passion, so I think you can do many great things in the future. And I'm not saying so just because you are paying, but just because I know any of you, and I know the effort you are putting into the didgeridoo. Okay, so it's for this point. But for maybe someone else is watching this recording, and maybe he will get this recording maybe in the next weeks or month or years. It's important to me that people can listen their sound in the best way, but they can enjoy their music in the best way. And this is not so simple. Many times people say, I started playing didgeridoo for 2 or 3 years, but then I stopped for a while because I couldn't grow. I didn't have much ideas, and I got bored, and so I prefer to listen others, but I gave up playing more. And so I want to start with how the audience listen to music. That is the same way we also listen to music. Nowadays it's possible to listen to music everywhere. If we go in a supermarket, if we drive by car, if we go in a bus, if we switch on the TV, maybe we go in a bar and there is again music. So it's pretty impossible to avoid to listen to music. Even if, I don't think so, but even if there is someone who doesn't like so much music, he is obliged to listen to it. And even if you don't want to, you learn some techniques or way to make composition. You are confident with variation, the exposition of the main theme, or things like that, or the refrain, or something like that. Anyway, so we learn the structures, and this is important, especially in the last 20 or 30 years, where the advertisement on radio or in TV became important for TV shows and for radio stations, because anyone understood that the attention of a person is usually really short. Depending on the scientist or the researcher who wrote or made any research, they say something different, but usually they say a few minutes. I can say if someone, especially if they come on my workshop face by face, not online, they can pay attention for a much longer time. But this is because they have really passion. So it's a sort of huge interest. Maybe they spent hours traveling, and so they want to arrive here and they want to collect the much information they can. But it is not the same right now that we are online, and it is even more difficult for people. They get the recording because they know I can see it again maybe next time. So you know that there are different situations where your attention can be better or worse. And the shortest attention to music is when you are in a supermarket, when you are driving, when you are doing anything in your life. And these are the situations where we listen to radio stations. But if you lose your attention, you miss the advertisement. And so this is why they decided to have very, very short songs. Myself, it is really rare that I recorded songs longer than 3 minutes. It's really rare. It's not because I wanted to be in a radio station, but it is exactly because I'm a musician, but I'm also a listener, and I understood that I got bored playing too long songs. Okay? So the musician listen to music in pretty in the same way. If we are performing something on stage or if we are practicing, we need to change after a while. Usually a producer says, yeah, every 15 seconds we have to make a variation, we have to change something, we have to use the dynamics. So going down with the volume and then push more with the volume. We can play a rhythm and then we change the rhythm. We can have the refrain, we can have a bridge, we can have the exposition of the main theme, the variation on the main theme. Then we can also have a special, so we go something completely far from the main theme, and then we come back. This is the way we can create a song, maybe even longer than 5 minutes, for example. If we use all these situation to create something that tell the audience, okay, I'm changing something in 3, 2, 1, go, and then something change. But these are methods to keep the attention of the audience, like just taking a pause and then you go. This is another technique to keep the attention of the audience. Maybe you start with a quite loud volume, and then little by little you go down and down and down and down and down. Take a short pause, and then you start again. This is another situation we can use. And this is why, at the opposite, this is why people stop to play didgeridoo, guitar, saxophone, and so on. Because especially for didgeridoo, many players just play one rhythm for a long time, maybe 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and then they have no changing, no variation, nothing. And since we are musicians but also listeners, we get bored after a while. So there is a period of time where we are practicing to make that rhythm better and better and better. And this is what we like, because there is a variation. It is really a very small variation every time we play the same rhythm. We can pay a lot of attention because it's something like a drug in that moment, because anytime we listen to that rhythm, every time we get satisfaction. If we make it just a little bit better than yesterday, we can get more energy from that. But this happens only if we are one of those students who usually travel for several kilometers to arrive at my place, for example. You must need the same passion. But imagine if one student come to my office and say to my workshop, and I teach him for the third time the same thing. I think I will lose it. I will lose him. I like to explain for a long time a very short concept, but because this concept is so important and I want to fix it in your bones, because if I say, guys, it's important to play variation to avoid to get bored, you risk to forget it tomorrow. But if you walk with my same shoes, maybe you will remind it, and this is important. So I really thank you, because I know you are paying a lot of attention, trying to understand everything I say, to explain something that is really, really short. But it is important, because every time you say, okay, I'm getting bored to play this stuff, this is the thing. Okay, we have to create some variation, and I will explain you a very simple method to create your own library. I just want to add you a different way to listen to music between a musician and a normal listener. 10 years ago, I didn't say so to the Italian group, so I'm sorry, but this is really funny. 10 years ago, I was in a quite big conference about music therapy. And one very old doctor said, when I listen to music, I have an analytic way to listen to music. My wife, on the other hand, she preferred to have a gestalt listening. Gestalt in English means shape. Okay, it is a really short sentence, at the opposite to me, for example. And the translation of this sentence is, since I'm a musician, I like to use an analytic way to listen to music. So I try to analyze if the words that the singer is singing match good with the music. And so if the meaning is rough, the music is rough. If the meaning is gentle, the music is gentle. If it is sweet, the music is sweet, and so on. And the melodic instrument that is playing the main melody together with the singer, the color tone of this instrument is good or not. It's exactly the same instrument I would have used to express the roughness of the text, or the words and so on, or maybe another instrument will have been better, or the walking bass, so tun 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 tun, that is the accompaniment of the melody is made in a good way or in a wrong way, and so on and so on and so on. On the other hand, my wife just listen to music and at the end say, yeah, it was good or it was not good. That's it. And this is also important because it's something like if you listen to, if you are looking at a painter with the dot painting. If you look at the painter made with the dot painting from very, very, very close, you can see every small dot. But if you look at from far, you just see the shape. This is what this is why it is called Gestalt. It's a branch of the psychology, and yeah, I think we can also do the both way of listening to music, because we listen to a song and we can say, this is so nice, but little by little we can also look inside of it to check if there are details we can use for our music. This is why I'm sorry that I didn't say so to the Italian group. Just came to my mind right now. But it's really good because this is one of the way where we can collect new ideas. Maybe not for ourselves. We can also listen to something and say, okay, there are no rhythms that I can use for my didgeridoo playing, but there is the background of sounds that I can use something similar for my idea, for a complete, or to create something that sounds better than just a didgeridoo alone. Okay, or we are inserted in some rhythms or in a composition, and we want to add something very gentle, and so say, oh, this was a good idea. This kind of sound of this texture of sounds maybe is good as a background for my playing, so I don't need to exaggerate in rhythm and many other things, and I try to create, and I could try to create something that at the end, between my rhythms and sound texture, create a shape of a song that sounds nice for us. Okay, is everything okay for you? Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, any of you have any of you has a didgeridoo for playing this night?
What do you mean?
Yeah, do you have a didgeridoo with you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I even have my own made didgeridoo nowadays.
Okay, so I would like to ask you.
Thanks to you.
I would ask you if you can play just one rhythm for about 10 seconds. I just give you an example. I don't need to have an entire song.
No, I don't have one.
But just 10 seconds, like just that we all can understand that you are playing a rhythm that it repeats itself. Okay, and
I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the mic will pick it up though, but.
Okay. It's just to have an idea, so we don't need to check the quality of the sound. Okay. Okay, Mark, sorry, I just switched off your microphone. Anyway, we don't care. We don't care. It's not important to listen to the quality sound of the didgeridoo, or if the rhythm is well played or not. It is just to play a short rhythm that will be different for any of you. So in order, I have Jonathan. Jonathan, would you like to play? Yeah.
Yeah, I could play.
Okay, you are with your mobile phone, I guess.
Say again?
Are you you are in the meeting with your mobile phone?
Yes.
Yeah. So I had the same problem with the Italian group. So I think there is a filter. I can check. If you go on the right of the microphone, you can check for microphone, and you have noise reduction. If it is on, you have to put it off. Yeah, you can take you can also take your time and trying. I don't ask to Thierry. Maybe you have to do the same, and so maybe Anya can start, and Jonathan and Thierry, you can check if you are able to switch it off. Otherwise, I will ask you to play the rhythm just with your mouth, because there is a filter of noise reduction, and the didgeridoo is recognized as noise. So. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not finding it on mine here, but I can do it with my mouth real quick.
Yeah. Do it with your mouth. No, it's not possible. Also with your mouth. Just try.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
As soon as you talk, we do hear you, but if you make funny noises, it's cancelled.
Yeah, but it can be
It's probably
something.
used to the fart sounds.
Yeah, this rhythm anyway. This rhythm is like. If I have to say it with words, is dita more, dita more, and this rhythm comes from Alan Dargin. It's a rhythm I learned from him many years ago. So even just like this, I don't know if Jonathan can say the rhythm this way.
Yeah, gaha ingwa, gaha ingwa, gaha ingwa.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
You heard it that time?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I can play it for you. I don't know. Repeat it.
Gaha ingwa.
I don't know if it's similar to what you play, but I tried.
Sounds great.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thierry?
Yeah, that was fun.
You have your microphone off. Okay. Could you repeat? Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry?
Yeah. Oh, okay. You can try to play a rhythm, and we check if it works or not.
I just put my microphone to...
Okay. So go with your rhythm.
Oh. Wait. It's better for you?
Yeah. Okay. Just okay. Yeah.
I check my ditch.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Anya?
Okay. You hear it?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
No. Unbelievable. No.
No.
I don't know why.
Do-
But you are with your PC.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be.
On the right of the
Uh-huh.
microphone, there is
Yeah.
an arrow. Yeah, you click on it.
No arrow.
Ah.
I
Drop
don't
down
know.
arrow. No?
Yeah.
Anders är bak.
On the right of the microphone, I have options.
Yeah, audio
No.
options. No? Hmm.
No. Okay. So
No.
yeah, you can tell your rhythm with just
I
with
don't have
sing.
that. In the Zoom there is, but in the Teams I have not found that.
Okay.
Me neither.
I will check for something different anyway. So
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Okay.
try just with singing the rhythm.
I can say it
Yeah.
because I can't do that. So. Tua tua tikwa tua 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 tikwa tua 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 tikwa tua 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 tikwa tikwa.
Something like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Mart?
Yeah, okay. But do you hear did you hear the ditch or?
Yeah,
Before.
try to play the DJ and we will see.
You hear that?
Yeah. Okay, cool. This was one of the first rhythm I learned.
Oh, ja, toa.
Yeah.
Toa, dat toa.
Okay, Sue?
Let's see if you can hear it. Hear it?
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Very groovy.
Okay. Staccato.
Yeah. Yeah, Sue is a nice player, so we wait for a song soon. So, yeah, I just asked you to play something very short because any of you played or sing some rhythms, and anyone played something different. Imagine if you have a library with all these rhythms that you can create by your own, and I tell you a very simple way to create them. There is a software that any of you, I guess, have, that is WhatsApp, and the best solution I found is making a very short recording like we did just tonight, 10 seconds, not more, and we send the recording to ourselves, and then below we put a title. This is really important. When I started playing Didgeridoo and I wanted to do so, I used to record something on a music cassette. Do you remember the music cassette? So the problem was I was enjoying so much while playing, but I was enjoying while playing, not while listening what I played. And this is the problem. So maybe I used to play for 10 minutes or even more, and this was a huge problem because in 10 minutes of music, maybe there were 2 or 3 points where I played something nice, but it's something like I don't know how to say in English because it's a typical Italian sentence about finding something very, very small in a huge mess. Okay.
Finding a needle in a haystack.
Thank you, Mart. Yeah, that one.
It's like this.
Yeah, that one. Thank you very much. And this is the problem. No one want to lose time trying to search for a small detail, and little by little we forget every small brilliant stones that we played and we lost. Okay, so if you want, you can play 10 minutes, but in the exact moment you find something that sounds good for you, you have your mobile phone in your pocket and you can record it for just 10 seconds. Then you have to add a title, and the title must be something very simple, like for example, Mart played a rhythm tonight. I said, wow, this rhythm was one of the first I learned, and so I can play the same rhythm just to remind myself tomorrow, and the title can be Mart, simply Mart, just that. Or if for me it's better, I can write my first old rhythm or something like that. It's not important. Gabriele, we made a recording before, and the title was
I must clean the bathroom. Because my sister, because I was looking for a title and my sister was there and said, I must clean the bathroom. And I said, okay, this is the title.
Okay. The important point is that word or sentence, it's not something for the audience, it's something for us. So
yeah, of course.
some of my rhythms and names for the song on stage maybe was the name of another musician or a kind of music, or the place where I composed the song, because to me it was better to remind it. But when I published the album, I had to choose for a title, and I couldn't say something like oh yeah, you can also say I must clean the bathroom, but anyway, it depends. It depends on you. Okay. This is a very good way to collect them, and every time you record a rhythm, it will be much easier to remind it, even if you don't listen to it again. It's the same when you say, tomorrow I have a meeting, and that's it. Or you write on a paper, tomorrow I have a meeting. It's exactly the same. And this is the beginning of the composition, because joining together several rhythms after a while can create a song. If I join several songs together, I can create a repertory. And the difference between a player and a musician is the repertory. A musician will always play the same rhythm, and sometimes I heard something like, you are a nice player, but my friend is much better than you because he played this rhythm that is so nice. Yeah, I believe it, but very often to jump on a stage and playing a concert, you can be even a not so great musician, but you need to have a repertory, because the attention of the audience is really short, and it's not so nice for anyone, for the organizer, for the audience, and for yourself, if the audience get out your concert after 10 minutes. This is really difficult to digest. It can happen if you go playing in a place where they didn't expect about you. They could say, okay, we wait for the rock band later. That's it. But in that case, I suggest you to play only 10 minutes. That's it. If you play 10 minutes in a rock concert, in a rock festival, you will be reminded as the best concert in the entire festival, because it's something like, I always talk about food and music, and in Italy when we eat lots of food, like 4 or 5 entries, 2 first dish, and then second dish, and so on. After a while, we use sorbetto, that is a sort of small ice cream with the taste of lemon, just to say, I wash my stomach and I can start again. A huge festival of rock music. It's something like rock, 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 and then 5 minutes of didgeridoo. Wow, that's nice. I can clean my ear and I can go ahead. Okay, pay attention, because when I make my concerts, I always use at least 2 of these moments in my repertory. And if you listen to my last album, there are many of them, because I play also the overtone flute, the danmoy, the mouth harp. I can also use overtone singing. One time I also used the saxophone. Okay, and this is extremely important because I try to play several songs with different taste each other, and maybe I can play the same rhythm in 2 songs, but with a different color tone, with different shape of my instrument, and they looks quite different each other. I also use different variation, for example, or in one I use the voice, but maybe the rhythm can be quite similar each other, but they taste completely different. And this is important because no one want to eat his favorite dish for 4 or 5 times in during lunch. You can ask for a little more, but not for 2 or 3. It's impossible. No one. And even if we like what we are doing, we have to be honest with ourselves and with the audience, and we have to do something that help them to listen to our music. But at the same time, we have to think that we also get bored about our music. I'm so convinced about this point that when I'm playing one of my songs and I recognize that I'm getting bored playing that song, I make it shorter and I play another one. I have no problem. I usually play solo, and so I can make my song shorter, and that's it. No one says that we have to finish our song. We have to finish our song in a good way, but if we are practicing or if we are playing in front of an audience, we can make them shorter. So, how can we make our music better? One point is, or how can we practice in a better way? This is what I push you to do for the next month. I want to ask you to play and to demonstrate that you are good or not. So just take it as an exercise. Pay attention on, I would say, 4 rhythms. If you have 4 rhythms in your repertory, try to record them for 10 seconds. And then try to play. Imagine if we have the rhythm and they are A, B, C, and D. I try to join A and B, and so I play the rhythm A 4 times, and then I switch to the rhythm B. I play it for 4 times and I switch again to the rhythm A. This is good because probably these 2 rhythms are rhythms that you know quite well, and maybe you're already bored to play them. But in the moment that you have to remind, you are playing the rhythm A and you have to remind the rhythm B, that is really challenging. And again, when you have to come back, we say that in many fields, even for workers, the work must be enough complex to avoid to get bored during the job, but not too complex to get stressed during your job. So if this is a worldwide used rule in the contract for workers, I would say it's also important for us. We have to create a smaller step to make our music more difficult to play, just to enjoy ourselves. But in the same direction, we are creating something better for our audience. And this is amazing. Because we feel the same small little frustration because we are not able to move so well from A to B, but little by little it becomes better and better and better. Okay, so try to do I asked you to choose 4 rhythms because maybe A and B are not good together. So maybe you can try A and C, A and D, or B and C, and so on, as you wish. And trust me, this will be incredibly nice to play. And if you enlong the A part and B part, or the B part and C part, and you make them longer, you can make part A and B of a song, like we normally have a song with the refrain. If we have 3 rhythms, maybe the rhythm A, B and C, but the B is a rhythm that I don't want to play for longer because it's quite nice, but it is very simple. So I can play the main rhythm, then a very short B part, and then a longer C part. So I have a bridge. And if I take one of those and I use it at the beginning, and I use it using just some sounds, like one rhythm can be, and I want to use this rhythm as an introduction, I can play just like, okay, and in a very short time you are creating your first song. Maybe you already have some songs of you, but this way you have an introduction, part A, bridge, part B, and then I start again from part A, bridge, part B, and then I can choose how to finish my song. And when we record it from the beginning to the end, this sounds to the audience like music. Because anyone in the audience, as I said at the beginning of the lesson, anyone uses to listen to music everywhere. And so they can say, what a strange instrument, it's a very funny sound, but I recognize that there are some musicality in it. This is what they say usually. Okay, but if I play for a long time just for 5 minutes, or even worse, like that is good in some situation. It's absolutely good in some situation. But if I do the entire concert this way, this is the main reason because I do not play in my town. Because previous than me, one guy went to in any place playing his didgeridoo that for the first 2 minutes was nice, and so anyone said, come and play, but then they said, oh, the entire concert is too heavy, we can't host again another concert with the didgeridoo. And so they usually said, oh, we already had a didgeridoo player last year. But imagine if a place where they make live music, they say, "Oh, sorry, we can't host again guitar player because last year we had a guitar player once, and so we have to wait 5 years." it's
weird.
Yeah, it's weird, absolutely weird. And so it's good for you, it's good for the audience, it's good for the other musicians, and I think this period needs a lot of nice didgeridoo players. We need albums of didgeridoo music because there are a lot of didgeridoo players, but we have a few didgeridoo musicians. And it's important for anyone, and especially for me, because we can grow the community. I can work also more, we can have more friends, and we can have maybe again some festival. Anyway, festival now is more complex to organize them, because in pretty any city now there is a didgeridoo player who plays somewhere on the street or maybe in a place or in another, and you don't have to drive for 2,000 kilometers to watch a concert of didgeridoo. Maybe if you travel for 2,000 kilometers, you can listen to someone who is really, really nice. But on the other hand, it's possible to listen to didgeridoo players pretty everywhere nowadays. So nowadays it's better than in the past. Okay, sorry. I will come to Sweden. In summer maybe. In summer. Yeah, I will be next month. I will be in the city of Thierry. So I will come to visit any of you, or this is what I wish.
Can I come too?
Yeah, if you want to travel with me, you can.
Okay.
So any question? Was everything clear?
Yeah.
Okay, I just have an opinion about this workshop. I enjoyed really a lot and I smiled a lot with you. So I'm really happy. Trust me, every time I do this kind of lesson, even if it's something that I know quite well, I'm every time quite uncomfortable because I want to pass you my best. And I'm not so sure that every time I can do my best, but this is what I try. And so it was very nice to see you smiling and to participating to the workshop, and so I'm really happy. In the next days I will send you the recording, and yeah. So thank you very much. So if you have question, ask me, or even question different from the main topic. So otherwise we can finish here. So
I have a question.
oh.
No, sorry. I was joking.
Yeah, it's 1 week he is making question.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, great to see you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.